Hello and welcome back. Vampire 218 here, and I was gonna end the episode. I was gonna end this the session, but I was like, "Nah, you got too interesting." So we got too interesting. We're doing it.
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
I mean, there is doubt for me because the killing method's different.
Motive. Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
And graduate. That's interesting. Maybe I'll know all the secrets then. Look at that mouth!
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Geoncide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
Oh.
So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Yeah, I actually believe her.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Unless they were trying to copy her.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
I believe her.
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Screw you! Oh, I don't like you, you bitch. Maybe. She's totally right about that, but still something's bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all this. Make your argument. Status of the body is what I'm thinking, yeah.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
It doesn't, though.
Give it up. You killed her.
It doesn't match them.
Sorry, but
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're...
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
And that is wrong.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Geoncide Jack cases and this one.
Yeah.
How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell
Oh my
you.
god.
I murder with passion and conviction.
And a pair of scissors, always.
I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
That's really funny. Oh. That is actually really funny. Ragu!
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Geoncide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference. In the photos, look at the neck and stomach. You have a clear difference in the fatal
I
injury.
got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Geoncide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with
A pair of
a pair of
scissors.
scissors.
And that would be something
But
you find
Chihiro
in the
died from a
school.
blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
Exactly, and especially in a place where you should be able to find scissors no problem.
And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
My problem is, how does she end this? How does she get out of this trial alive without us flipping out on
Could you
her?
please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is how she was suspended. In the photos, the Geoncide Jack were stabbed through their hands, but you know what was used to suspend her was
Do you
cable.
remember what the killer used? They used some kind of rope to hang her.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
mainly the scissors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Really?
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
The chart didn't fit it. Whose name analysis? I guess Chihiro was a girl, but
Is
that's
it
wrong.
because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo, bullseye, right on the money!
Yeah, but I don't think she
What are
is.
you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were all men. Yeah. It would be a little bit better if they were male, like, Americanized names for this. Because people looking at that may not be able to know that those were male names.
They were all guys?
But I think Chihiro's a guy.
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the mopey side of me just hates it! But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
To a degree, but...
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive,
It would have been Byakuya.
why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That is true.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
True.
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in
Please
the
just pull them out and just give them a little poke.
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Please just pull some out right now. Thank you. Thank you.
She's fully equipped.
That's right. So I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you.
Yeah, there's no real way for her to survive
Not to
this.
mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
I mean, the fact that I just said that. Yeah. Could be
Here's my
Byakuya.
answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents
Yeah.
or internal police records.
It's true.
Plus, you'd already looked through the Geoncide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
The locker room is very suspicious. Let's start with the girls.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it?
Like Celestial dog.
Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction. I need to make it clear that the new element has just been added to non-stop debates. Absolutely. Truth flashback. Memorize that weak spot. Okay. Okay. The body. Chihiro. The time of death is estimated. The body was discovered in the girls' locker room. She was killed instantly. Like before.
But he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
That's a natural reaction for any guy. The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first.
there was no time for...
What's so strange about...
You wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byak...
She was killed instantly. Oh. Fujisaki.
But he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out...
That's a natural reaction. The victim was Chihiro. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for point.
What's so strange? You wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found... But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural The victim was Chihiro. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker...
There was no time... What's so strange? You wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of... But he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest...
There was no time... What's so strange? You wish you'd taken me with you.
That's a little strange.
So,
Why
you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we... But he
would you
was
say
acting weird.
If you're
victim?
presented with the opportunity,
That's a natural reaction for... The victim was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong.
Wasn't really a victim at that point. We didn't know.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
Yeah.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer. I'm interesting. Very interesting.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like he has nothing to do with him. It's interesting.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you?
There is.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this. The proof you're looking for is hidden in...
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The evidence that Byakuya's, so how could it be? It's the cord, right? Yeah, that's...
what? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope.
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
No, that is it though.
What? The difference? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, and I use those same...
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be something very...
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
No, because it is a rope, not a rope, and you have seen it before, which is sketchy.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message.
And he's gonna ask how he got in there, but he'll do that in the next episode, guys. So I've been Vampire Tweeted, and we'll see that next time. Bye.